After more than 3 decades in the movie industry, 3-time Oscar winner Daniel Day-Lewis has decided to hang up his hat.
Mr. Daniel, I'm finished.
The actor announced that his 2017 film with writer-director Paul Thomas Anderson, a 50-set dress designer drama called Phantom Thread, will be the last installment in his esteemed filmography. The statement, given via his spokeswoman, read, "He is immensely grateful to all of his collaborators and audiences over the many years. This is a private decision, and neither he nor his representatives will make any further comment on this subject." The notoriously private thespian may not be willing to elaborate publicly, but he has plenty of reasons to leave Hollywood's bright lights behind. The toll of being a method actor. It's no secret that Daniel Day-Lewis takes a very unique approach to his craft. Not only is he exceedingly choosy about which roles he'll accept, but he's also known to disappear into them throughout the production process.
I follow my curiosity, and it takes me into all kinds of strange places.
He stayed in a wheelchair and was spoon-fed by crew members to fully experience having cerebral palsy for his Oscar-winning turn in My Left Foot. He spent 6 months in the wild to prepare for his role in The Last of the Mohicans. He isolated himself from the cast and crew during the production of The Ballad of Jack and Rose. He tattooed his hands and trained for 18 months as a fighter for The Boxer. The results speak for themselves, but all that dramatic heavy lifting takes a toll.
Well, part of my job is to be Dre, and I wore myself out.
Post-production depression. Not only is the work itself grueling, but once he's done with the role, he has to deal with the emotional repercussions of letting it go. As he told The Telegraph, there's a terrible sadness. The last day of shooting is surreal. Your mind, your body, your spirit are not prepared to accept that this experience is coming to an end. You've devoted so much of your time to unleashing, in an unconscious way, some sort of spiritual turmoil. He also has trouble letting go of his characters as a result.
Not quite sure what to do with yourself when it's finished. It's very hard to conceive of any kind of a life after it. Of course, there is one waiting.
For example, after finishing Gangs of New York, Day-Lewis admitted to speaking with his butchered dialect for months after the film's completion and felt a sense of alienation during the film's debut, telling Rolling Stone, "I got nervous before the premiere. I knew I'd also feel a sense of sadness. Now I have to accept that the film is complete and no longer has anything to do with me." Secondary career paths. He was showered with decades of praise for his work in front of the camera, but Day-Lewis ultimately sought a different level of fulfillment in his side career as a cobbler. After shooting The Boxer, he started a family with his wife Rebecca Miller and apprenticed in Italy with master shoemaker Stefano Bimmer. He told Rolling Stone, "It's an antidote to this other thing I do, most particularly perhaps because you see this visible evidence. You have this tangible thing at the end. And if you f up, you can see it very clearly and do it again. It's not a matter of opinion. It's either good or it's bad." Making shoes might seem like a strange passion for an Oscar winner. But as we've seen countless times, it can be hard for a celebrity to stay grounded in the spotlight. Working with one's hands to produce work you can point to at the end of the day seems like a great way to stay centered. Allergic to fame. Even at the peak of his career, Day-Lewis retreated from the public eye for years between projects to spend time on his family farm in Ireland, where he's often spotted visiting the pubs to have a pint, alone. Unlike a number of his more outgoing colleagues, he's rejected the notion that he's a public figure at all times. He told the BBC, "I am, whether I like it or not, a public figure during certain periods. Then I disappear, it seems. Of course, in my experience, I don't disappear. I'm just doing other things. What I'm doing is re-engaging with life." At this point, given his merit as an actor, any movie starring Day-Lewis earns special attention, which undermines his interests in making movies in the first place. As he told The Telegraph, "The work itself is never anything but pure pleasure, but there's an awful lot of peripheral stuff that I find it hard to be surrounded by. I like things to be swift, because the energy you have is concentrated and can be fleeting. The great machinery of film can work against that." In today's Hollywood, that machinery seems larger and louder than ever, and it's left less room for the quieter sorts of character studies that Day-Lewis tends to favor. Instead, studios are looking for properties with proven brand value, which means lots of sequels, reboots, remakes, and cinematic universes. To an actor who built his career on taking emotional and physical risks, it may no longer be worth working within those constraints.
Well, in that case.
Going out on top. When Day-Lewis won the Best Actor Oscar for Lincoln in 2012, he made Academy Awards history by becoming the only actor to win 3 trophies in that category. Once you've set such a high bar for yourself, there's really nowhere else to go but down. And Day-Lewis seems to know that his status as a legend is well worth protecting.
I have a competition in me. I want no one else to succeed.
And while this time seems like the real deal, Daniel Day-Lewis has walked away from acting before. More than once, in fact. He left a stage production of Hamlet in the middle of a show because he thought he was interacting with the ghost of his dead father. He took 5 years off after The Boxer and planned a 5-year sabbatical from acting after Lincoln. He told The Guardian, "I just wanted some time away from it all. I need that quite often. I have quite a strong feeling about when I should work and when I shouldn't." Evidently, Day-Lewis is still going with his gut and walking away from the spotlight at last. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.